This completely goes against everything you think you know about caramel. And honestly, it feels like it shouldn't work. But today we are making rich, silky dulce de leche using exactly one ingredient and the Instant Pot. No stovetop, no constant stirring, no candy thermometer, no worrying about burning a pan of sugar. Just one simple ingredient transforming into thick, creamy goodness right in your pressure cooker. If you have never had dulce de leche before, it's one of those desserts that feels almost magical. The name dulce de leche literally translates to milk candy. It is made by slowly heating sweetened condensed milk until the sugars caramelize and the mixture turns thick, golden, and creamy. It's not exactly caramel, but it is definitely caramel-like in flavor and in texture. Think smooth, rich, buttery sweetness with a deep toasted flavor that is absolutely delicious. Traditionally, it takes a long time to make and requires some attention so it doesn't burn, but the Instant Pot makes this process ridiculously easy. The only ingredient you need for this recipe is one 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk. That is it. We are going to pour this can into a pint-sized mason jar. So we're going to do that now. Before we put it in the pot, there's one tiny detail you want to talk about. So you want to put the lid on the jar just very loosely. You don't want to secure it too tight, just in case air needs to escape. You want that to be able to happen, but you don't want there to be no lid because then the moisture could get in through the Instant Pot. We will start by adding the metal trivet to the pot. I'm going to bring this to the faucet and fill the pot halfway with water. Now we will place the sweetened condensed milk jar right in the middle of the trivet. Our goal is to match the top of the water level to the top of the sweetened condensed milk. This helps the milk to heat evenly while it's cooking in the pressure cooker. So I'm going to add water to make sure that happens. That's literally it. We're going to put the lid on, check sealing ring first, always. We're going to cook this on high pressure using the pressure cook button for 18 minutes. I know that sounds weird, but I've done a lot of testing and 18 minutes was my magic time. Keep in mind that because there's a lot of liquid in the pot, the Instant Pot is going to take a while to pressurize. So it's going to be about a 30-minute wait before it even starts cooking. And once it's done, you're going to do a 10-minute natural release. After that, you can release the rest of the steam. The dulce de leche is done cooking. I'm so excited to see it. Let's open the pot and see what is waiting for us. Now, you want to be very careful getting this out of the pot. It is hot. So use oven mitts, something like this, or a towel, anything that keeps your hands safe. I'm just gonna pull this out carefully. Transfer to a cutting board. Now, carefully remove the lid. And when you look at it, it might look a little questionable. It's not quite caramel yet, but in just a minute it will be. So give the jar a really good hold with your oven mitt and just use a spoon to stir vigorously. You just want to stir until the lumps are gone and the texture is nice and creamy. From here, you can just let it sit out at room temperature for probably an hour to let it cool down a little bit. As it cools, it will thicken even more into that perfect caramel-like texture. At that point, put the lid back on, put it in the fridge. When you are ready to use it, you will heat it in 30-second intervals in the microwave until it's nice and creamy. You can stir after each interval and it'll heat up really nicely. There are a lot of ways to enjoy dulce de leche. You can drizzle it over ice cream, spread it over pancakes, dip apple slices into it, or you can just eat it straight from the spoon. is so awkward. It's like I'm just using a spoon for the first time. One of my favorite ways to use it is drizzled over a warm skillet cookie with a scoop of vanilla ice cream. So delicious. The warm cookie, melting ice cream, and rich dulce de leche all blend together into the most ridiculous, delicious dessert. This is one of those recipes that feels a little bit magical. One ingredient, almost no effort, and you end up with a jar of rich, silky milk candy that tastes like you spent all afternoon making it. But really, the Instant Pot did all the work. If this recipe surprised you, you are not alone. Most people think the Instant Pot is only for soups and quick dinners, but it is actually amazing for desserts. The steam environment makes cakes extra moist, cookies soft and chewy, and custards incredibly creamy and delicious. You can make things like chocolate cake, giant skillet cookies, bread pudding, cheesecake, and even crème brûlée right in your Instant Pot. If you enjoyed this recipe and you want more easy Instant Pot desserts like this one, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. There are plenty more cozy desserts coming your way. See you next time.